After years of ordering knee x-rays almost on autopilot, I finally took a deep dive into the world of clinical decision rules. And let me tell you, once you really understand how the Ottawa, Pittsburgh, and Bernese knee rules compare, you'll never just blindly order a knee x-ray again. These rules aren't just academic trivia. They're practical tools that can save your patient from unnecessary radiation, save your department time, and even save the healthcare system money. But only if you know when to use which one. Most of us default to the Ottawa Knee Rule because it's the one we learned first, or maybe it's just the one that's plastered on the wall of every emergency department. But here's the thing. Sometimes, the Pittsburgh or even the Bernese Rule is actually the smarter, more efficient, and safer choice for your patient. It's time to stop treating Ottawa like the only game in town. So, let's break it down. Ready for the ultimate knee rule smackdown? First up, the Ottawa Knee Rule. This is the grandparent of all knee rules, universally loved, a little bit old school. And honestly, it's the one most clinicians reach for out of habit. It's been around since the 1990s, and it's got a reputation for being super sensitive. In fact, its sensitivity is about 97%. That means if there's a fracture, Ottawa almost never misses it. Gold star for safety. But here's the catch. Its specificity is only 27%. Translation? If your patient so much as sneezes after a knee injury, you're probably firing up the radiology suite. Ottawa is great at catching fractures, but it's not so great at ruling them out. You'll end up x-raying a lot of knees that are totally fine just to be safe. And don't forget, Ottawa is strictly for adults. If your patient is under 18, the rule doesn't apply. So if you're seeing a teenager with a knee injury, you're back to square one, relying on your clinical judgment or searching for another rule. Now let's talk about the Pittsburgh Knee Rule. This one doesn't get as much love, but maybe it should. Pittsburgh comes swaggering in with some impressive stats and a more inclusive approach. Its sensitivity is even higher, 99%. That means it's almost impossible to miss a fracture if you use this rule correctly. But here's where it really shines. Its specificity is 60%. That's more than double Ottawa's. You'll order fewer unnecessary x-rays, which means less radiation for your patients and less wasted time for you. And Pittsburgh is more flexible. It actually includes kids as young as 12 and adults over 50. So you're not leaving out the young athletes or the older adults who are at higher risk for fractures. It's a rule that adapts to your patient population, not the other way around. The Pittsburgh Rule is cheaper, sharper, and a bit more street smart. It's designed for busy emergency departments where you need to make quick, evidence-based decisions without overburdening the system. If you want to cut down on unnecessary imaging and still keep your patients safe, Pittsburgh might just be your new best friend. Now let's bring in the dark horse, the Bernese Knee Rule. This is the Swiss import you probably forgot even existed. It's not as famous as Ottawa or Pittsburgh, but in trauma centers, especially in Europe, it's got a bit of a cult following. The Bernese Rule is all about being thorough, especially in high-energy trauma cases. The Bernese Rule looks for specific red flags: a direct fall onto the knee, patellar tenderness, inability to flex the knee past 90 degrees, pain with passive flexion, or a juicy effusion. If your patient ticks any of these boxes, it's time for an x-ray. It's a checklist that's easy to remember and quick to apply, especially in a busy trauma bay. The beauty of the Bernese Rule is its simplicity. If you see any of those signs, you don't have to overthink it. Just order the x-ray. It's designed to catch serious injuries without bogging you down in endless criteria. And the stats? Sensitivity is a perfect 100%. That means it doesn't miss fractures. Specificity can be as high as 60%, which means you're not over-ordering x-rays either. For trauma centers, that's a win-win. So, what's the real takeaway here? None of these rules are meant to replace your clinical brain. They're tools, powerful ones, but they're only as good as the clinician using them. The best doctors know when to follow the rules, when to bend them, and when to trust their gut. These rules make your clinical reasoning look clever, but they don't do the thinking for you. Think of it this way. Ottawa is for the cautious clinician who never wants to miss a fracture, even if it means a few extra x-rays. Pittsburgh is for the pragmatic, evidence-driven doc who wants to balance safety with efficiency. And Bernese? That's for the trauma specialist who needs a rule that's thorough, fast, and tailored for high-stakes situations. So next time you're faced with a knee injury, don't just reach for the first rule you remember. Choose wisely, apply context, and for the love of knees, don't let an algorithm or a checklist replace your clinical judgment. These rules are here to help you, not to think for you. If you found this breakdown helpful, Subscribe for more myth-busting, evidence-based medicine. And remember, follow the rules, but only when they make sense for your patient, your setting, and your clinical intuition. Your patients and their knees will thank you.